We are. Okay. There we go. Okay. Hello! Hi, everybody! Welcome back. Hi, down there. How are you doing? Welcome back. It's Farm Sim Friday. Sorry, a little bit of a delayed start there. Although we are on time, actually. So, it's Farm Sim Friday. You'll notice straight away, different camera angle today. I'll explain all that in just a minute. But we are back. We're going to be playing some more Farming Sim 25 today, and this is going to be the first episode of a new series, which I'm very, very excited for. I'll tell you more about it in just a moment. Hi, Bertie Boys on Twitch. How are you doing? I'm good, STFC. How are you doing? Any snow in your area? No. No snow in Doncaster, unfortunately. Tiny bit last week, but it went as quickly as it came. We haven't really had any major snowfall in Doncaster. Although I've heard, you know, we're probably better off because it's apparently been very, very bad in other parts of the country. I've seen some of the I've seen what it looks like up in Scotland at the minute, and it's pandemonium. So in Cornwall, it's really bad. It's weird because it seems to have hit all of the UK except like Doncaster, except South Yorkshire and like the northeast. But yeah, we've not really had any here. That being said, you know, there's still time. We might end up with a bit of snow. Who knows? Anyway, so we're back in Farming Sim, and the plan for today is we're going to be diving into Kinlaig, the Scottish map from the Highland Fishing DLC, and we're also going to be diving into my new REALISM series. So I'll tell you more about what that means as the game loads. Like I say, you'll also notice that there's a new camera angle today. I was not really happy with where the camera was in the last couple of Farming Sim streams that we did. I wanted a good place to have the camera so that you could actually see the simulation gear a bit better. And I think this works. You can also see a little version of me on the little screen here, and there's a little version of the little version of me on the screen on that screen as well. Very recursive, but hopefully it won't be too distracting, the fact that you can see infinite versions of me going down through the camera there. But we got a new camera angle. I've got my new number plate, which was a Christmas present from my dad. If you're a regular viewer, you'll know that Ashindak is my Steam username. And I've also got a custom number plate in Euro Truck that says Ashindak. So my dad got me that as a Christmas present, which is really cool. But to the game. Let's talk about the game. So, we're playing on Kinlaig. This is the Scottish map from the new Highland Fishing DLC. We're also going to be playing a new series that I'm calling REALISM. So what I've done is I've gone through the mod hub, I've scoured every section of the mod hub and put together as many realism mods as I could possibly find. There's all sorts of stuff in there, everything from more realistic vehicles like internal cameras only, manual attachments, stuff like that, to more realistic economy. We've got more realistic crop prices, fuel prices. We even got stuff like government loans, government subsidies, taxes, policies. We got more realistic crop growth. We got more realistic animal welfare. Basically, across the board, everything about this should be as realistic as possible. So, I'm very excited for it. It's also going to be very difficult, obviously. That goes without saying. It's going to be more difficult than any other Farming Sim series that I've done. But it's going to be more realistic, and I'm really excited for it. I'm really excited to see how it turns out. Now, I have given myself a little bit of a head start, because if you remember, when we finished Saxlingham, I made the decision to bring all of the equipment from that map with us. So we've already got plenty of equipment. We've already got all of the stuff that we had at the end of Saxlingham, which will give us a bit of a head start, because I think it would be exceptionally difficult if we were starting from scratch. New camera, says Lee. New camera angle, yeah, it's been a long time. When I first started streaming, I used to have my camera over on this side. But then I rearranged and I had it over in the top right of my desk. I like it. I like it here. It's like I say, I think it gives you a very good shot of the simulation gear. You know, the steering wheel and the side panel and everything. You can see the handbrake as well, although that doesn't actually work for Farming Sim, so we won't be using it. The only thing you can't see is the gear shifter. Oh, actually, you can see it if I put it into top gear. But yeah, I might have to adjust it ever so slightly for Euro Truck so that you can actually see the gear shifter. Again, we don't use that for Farming Sim anyway, so it doesn't matter that you can't see it. How good's the setup, says Little James. Setup is Intel i5 12400F CPU, RTX 2070, 8GB GPU, and 32GB of RAM. It is taking a long time to load. What you also have to remember is that I've got over 300 mods active right now, and mods make the game take longer to load. It's just how it is. Anyway, we're nearly there. We're at 89%. So we'll be in just a second. I definitely prefer this camera angle. Thank you, STFC. Okay. And we're in. So, right now... Oh, I've turned off the hood. Let me just turn that back on. There we go. So right now, it's 10 AM. It's August, so we've only just started. This is the very first... episode. We did play it a little bit before the new year, but that was mainly just to have a quick look around the map. We haven't actually done anything yet. Before we do begin, I'll give you a quick tour of the equipment that we've got. Once again, we've got all the equipment that we had at the end of Saxlingham. So everything that we had at the end of that series, we've brought over with us. That includes 2 New Holland tractors. We got the TM 190 here, and we've also got a T8000, T8050 to be precise. The 8050 here is from the Highland Fishing DLC. This one is a mod. And we do also have a third tractor, although it's probably not going to be very useful to us, because it is the Volvo Crabbit. So we've got it. We probably won't really use it for much, but we got this this dinky little Volvo Crabbit as well. You never know. We've also got a truck. We've got the 850, which is big enough to hold one single pallet of whatever we choose to put in it. So again, not the most useful piece of equipment, but it's going to be a handy runaround. The thing you got to remember is one of the mods that we're playing with means that we can no longer teleport between vehicles. I can't just like press a button and instantly go to the nearest tractor. If we want to drive a vehicle, we have to physically go to where that vehicle is. We also can't teleport anywhere. We can't teleport to the shop. We can't, teleport to, we can't like select this field and press visit like we used to be able to do. Which means if we want to go anywhere on the map, we have to physically drive there. So the ape will be useful for that. It'll be useful for getting us around. Then over here, we've got some grassland equipment. We've got a mower, Pottinger, Novacat 301. Of course, we got the New Holland roll belt. We have the Samaz Z2. This is the starting windrower that we had on Saxlingham. This is also a piece of starting equipment from Saxlingham, the Hardy Aeon. Nice big sprayer. And we got the Bredel K105, not a piece of equipment that we started with, but one of my favourite spreaders. Very good bit of kit. What else have we got before we actually get to work? I just want to make sure you know exactly what equipment we're starting off with. We've got the absolutely huge Vaderstat Proceed V24. This is an absolute beast. It's really big, it's really heavy, it's really powerful. This can plant everything. So it does the job of a planter and a seeder, which is really handy because it means, you know, doesn't matter what we want to plant, we can use this machine. We're not having to switch between planters and seeders all the time. We got a nice big cultivator here, the Kuhn Prolander 7500, and we got a plough, another Pottinger. This is, I think, one of the biggest ploughs that you can get in the base game. And I don't really enjoy ploughing too much. It's one of my least favourite jobs in the game, but sometimes it has to be done, so... we got a couple of trailers. We've got our little corn, is it 11B? Oh, BB12, corn BB12. We do have a bigger trailer as well, the Crampy Big Body, which we'll get to later. And we got an animal trailer, the Phoenix 60. And what else have we got? Oh, the combine over there. We'll get to that in a minute. We got our little skid steer, the Mass Ferguson 711. And a few tools for it. We got a pallet fork, a bale spike, and a bale crusher, or shredder, which is for shredding grass bales to make bedding for the animals. Then over here we've got Crampy Big Body. We've got a flat trailer for bales, and of course we have our harvester, which is the Claas Lexion 6900. And that's everything. We do also have a forklift truck, but I've kept that at the shop so that we can load pallets at the shop to bring back to here, and we can use the skid steer to unload. And that's it. That's all the equipment that we're starting with. Once again, that's all the equipment that we had at the end of Saxlingham, so I think it's a pretty fair selection of equipment to be getting on with. We don't own any land apart from the farmland, apart from the actual farm itself. So I guess the first thing that we should do is look at buying some land. Now there is this field here, by the way, has Highland cattle in it, and I would like to keep cows at some point, or Highland cows. So this might be a good idea to buy this. I assume that if we buy this, we own the cows in it. Because I think if you play this map on new farmer mode, you get the cows from the start. They're very cute. And also, oh, another thing just before we begin, I want to, you know, mention a couple more of the realism mods that we're playing with. So we got moisture here. The ground has a moisture level, which can affect crop yields. We have yield tracker, and we do actually have to do crop rotation as well. There isn't a mod on this one that lets you actually organize your crop rotation, but we do have to do crop rotation or we'll end up with terrible yields. We got task list, which probably will come in quite handy for this one because there's going to be a lot of different bits and pieces going on. This is the big one, though. This is one of the biggest realism mods that we've got in the mod pack. Is I think it's called Red Tape, and it adds in a lot of realism to the economy. So we got policies, schemes, and taxes. Policies, for example, manure management here. Ensure you spread at least 50% of the manure you produce, or you get fined. Crop rotation, you know, make sure that you rotate your crops or you'll get fined. Animal feeds, you get the picture. These policies are things that you have to do or you get a penalty. Schemes are things that you can do in exchange for a grant. For some reason it won't let me check the schemes tab. There we go. So schemes are things that we get paid if we do them. For example, natural fertilizer. If we use a certain amount of natural fertilizer, we get a subsidy for that. If we, you know, make sure that our animals are grazing naturally rather than giving them too much artificial food, we get a bonus for that. And there's also brand demos here, which is pretty cool. Every now and then, pieces of equipment will appear that we can like borrow for a month to do a test run. That's pretty interesting. We'll keep an eye on that. And then the last tab is taxes. Not really much to say about those at the minute, but obviously they will happen. We will get taxed. So yeah, this is the biggest mod, I think, in terms of realism, is all the economy stuff, which we will come back to. We got hire purchasing, which means we can choose to... I think this is the one where you can lease something and then buy it. You can buy it, like, if you've leased it for a certain amount of time, it takes off how much it costs to buy. Hey Matt, how are you doing? But that's pretty much it in terms of the mod selection. So I've talked for long enough. Let's actually get started and start doing stuff. I think it would probably be a good idea to... I keep opening the wrong menu. I think it'd probably be a good idea to buy the cow field. Let's do that. 84k. And again, I believe that we own all the cows in it. We do. Okay, we have 15 Highland cows. 5 of them are adults, 5 of them are adolescent, and 5 of them are calves. Obviously, only the adults produce milk, and they will continue to calve in order to keep producing milk. We do have the meat processing mod as well, so we can actually take our cows to be processed to make, like, meat products, burgers and stuff like that, which, you know, we will probably end up doing at some point. But for now, we're just going to keep them for milk, and obviously they're going to produce manure and slurry. In fact, one of the pieces of equipment on the schemes page, yeah, we can take a brand demo for a manure spreader. That might be quite useful. In terms of feeding the cows, though, I think... well, we don't really have anything to feed them at the minute. We don't have... I think we can buy TMR pre-made until we, you know, have the capacity to buy our own stuff. Oh, I didn't... Oh, I didn't realize that the Through the Years mods allowed us to see what equipment's available in each decade. That's pretty handy. Thanks for following, Mr. Drifty. How are you doing? That's quite cool. Anyway, I got a bit sidetracked. What we need is... Oh, we can't buy total mixed ration. Shit. Okay, what else can they eat? They don't have to eat total mixed ration. They can just eat hay, but they'll be less productive if we just feed them hay. Let's do hay. We have a combine and we have a baler, so let's buy our first wheat field and make some hay, and then we can feed the hay to the cows. I'm not sure which field to buy, though. We'll have a look in a minute. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look at the map. Are there any fields with wheat in them right now? Or barley? We can make bales with barley as well. I think 23 here is a wheat field, right? Yep, 23's got wheat in. And it seems a decent size, so why not? And it's quite close to our farm as well. 200k. Lovely. Okay, we bought our first field. Let's start driving. We're 20 minutes in, and we're only just actually starting to drive. Let's go. I think... Wait, have we actually got the header trailer attached? We have, good. Yeah, not using the outside camera is going to make the combine in particular very difficult. It's very, very hard to see behind you in a combine. And we cannot change the camera. We've got a mod that disables the third-person camera, so we can only use the camera inside the cab. Which, again, is going to be very challenging. Okay, that's field 23 on the right there. How do we get into it? Where's the gate? There it is. Which way does it open? It's going to open out towards us, isn't it? We're blocking the road. Okay, let's get it open quick. Where are you from, says Zach? I'm originally from Harrogate in North Yorkshire. I live in Doncaster now in South Yorkshire. I've lived here pretty much my entire life. Okay, where are we going to put the trailer so that we can actually attach to it? Okay. Obviously, crop destruction is on, so we're going to have to be quite careful about that. Oh, we can't reverse this, can we? Because it's... Okay, I think what we might have to do is drive in from this side, and then we can get the header trailer along here, and that will make it a bit easier for us to actually get the header on. Okay. I just need somewhere that's where I've got enough space to turn around. I'm on the wrong side of the road. Oh my god. That's my Euro truck brain. I forgot that we're in Scotland right now. Oh. Okay, there we go. Now we're looking. That'll do. Okay, detach that. Now we are reversing out onto a road here, which obviously not the safest thing to do. In fact, let me put my beacon light on. There we go. Okay. Oh, for some reason, the manual attach doesn't work for headers on combines. It still allows you to connect them from in the cab. Hang on a minute. This isn't going to get through the gate, is it? No. We're off to a flying start here, everybody. It's clearly too big for the gate. Which means we're going to have to put it back on the trailer and drive the trailer through the gate first. There's going to be some crop destruction. I wanted to avoid crop destruction, but there's going to... I think it's inevitable. We're going to have to slightly drive into the field to actually get the header through the gate. Hi, Cadence. How you doing? I'm good, thanks. Oh, why has that happened? The fucking tow bar has swung out. So now it's going to be a pain in the arse to try and actually attach again. Oh, wait. Said something then. I've just pushed it further out of the way, haven't I? Good day from Australia. How you doing, Harris? Are you from America? I'm not from America, Cairns. No, I'm from the UK. I can't see... Right, I'm already regretting this mod that doesn't let me use the external camera, because I have absolutely no way of knowing what's behind me. Okay, we've pushed it all the way around now. Shit. I'm doing alright, how are you? I'm doing good, I'm doing good. Struggling a little bit. This is the first time we've played with this mod that disables the external cameras. It's really tricky. I wasn't expecting it to be this tricky. I think what we need to do... I mean, I can't really reset the... I could reset it to the shop, but I feel like that's not in the spirit of things. I think we're going to have to bring a tractor down here to get the trailer out of the hedge. And obviously we can't teleport either, which means we got to walk all the way back to the farm to get a tractor. I do have the follow me mod as well. I should have really taken the tractor down at the same time. I've got a mod that allows you to get an AI worker to follow you. So if you want to take like 2 tractors to a certain location, you can just get an AI driver to follow you in a second tractor. And I guess, look, we are going to need to get a trailer down there anyway. So we might as well do that now as well. What rig are you using to play? Says Deddy. This steering wheel is the Logitech G heavy equipment wheel. Same with the side panel here. I've got the beacon light here from the collector's edition of Farming Sim 22, and the ignition lock here from the collector's edition of Farming Sim 25. And that's it. There's a handbrake here, but it doesn't do anything in Farming Sim. That's just for Euro Truck. Why is the gate not opening? That... Okay, now I'm not getting an option to open the gate. There we go. We'll take the small trailer for now. Okay. And what is it for the PTO? Y. Okay. So with the manual attach mod, the trailer hitch, the PTO, and the cables all have to be connected separately. It's Q for the hitch, Z for the cables, and Y for the PTO. Never knew Logitech had a heavy equipment wheel. They do, yeah. It's very good. It's very cheap. Fair warning. It's like entry level. It's an entry level wheel, but it's good. You know, it does what it's supposed to do, and it does it well. It doesn't have any fancy force feedback or, you know, leather padding on the wheel or anything like that. It's very, very basic, but it's good for what it is. You know, I love it. Okay, off we go. Don't worry, cows. You will get fed today. We just need to harvest some wheat so that we can make hay to feed you. What's in that field? That looks like wheat. What's this? It's barley. We can make hay bales from barley. Why not? It's ready to harvest. Sure. I want to buy fields that are near to the farm anyway, because obviously it's going to take quite a while to get to fields on the far side of the map. But these... maybe we might look at getting number 2 as well at some point. What's in field 2? Canola. Ooh. Is it... It's still growing. Canola would be good, because we can do canola oil. I think we'll get field 2 as well. There we go. Okay, I'm going to leave the tractor here. Head back to the combine. We'll get the trailer unstuck at some point as well, but for now, let's keep things simple and start with this field here. Check the web, turns out it's only compatible with PC and PlayStation. That's a shame. I thought it was Xbox compatible, but I wouldn't know, because I don't have an Xbox. Okay, definitely shouldn't be driving on the roads with the header out, but needs must. Okay, here we go. Graphics card, I have an RTX 2070, 8GB card. Not exactly top of the range, but it's pretty good. It suits me alright. I would like to upgrade my graphics card this year, though. Okay, have we got the straw swath activated? We have now. Can we unfold the combine? I can't see if it's unfolded because I can't check the external camera. It is unfolded. Wait, have I just folded it back up again? I've just folded it back up again. It's going to take some getting used to, this manual, internal camera business. Oh, we need to attach the PTO for the header as well. There we go. And the hoses. There we go. Now we're ready. Finally, we're over half an hour in. We're finally doing some actual farming. Here we go. All I can say is thank God for steering assist, because I don't think I could do this in the first-person camera without steering assist. We also have a mod that allows us to choose whether tractors have steering assist capability. So what I'm going to do to try and keep things realistic is we'll only buy steering assist on tractors that actually have GPS. So older tractors, for example, aren't going to have it, but a big modern combine like this does have GPS positioning. So I think it's acceptable for us to use steering assist for this one. Nice and quiet in the cab as well. I'm not used to being... Again, I'm used to using the external camera. I very rarely... I try to, but I always end up very rarely using the internal camera. Now we don't have a choice. Now that we're playing ultra realism, we literally have no choice. We have to be inside. Look, I'm pressing the right thumbstick. It's not changing the camera. We cannot go outside the cab. Okay. Okay, we've definitely left behind a straw swath, so we can definitely do some baling. Oh. Oh, I didn't realise that the field was triangular. Try maybe making your POV wider. It doesn't feel very realistic. That is a good point. I think increasing the POV a bit could help. Obviously, my actual cone of vision is a bit wider than it is in the game right now. We'll try that in a minute. Usually you'd see almost both mirrors IRL. Yeah, true. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, we're full. God, we're full already? Damn. It really doesn't feel like we've done that much of the field, but maybe it's just a high yield. Whoever had this field before us clearly looked after it. Say, okay, where would that be? Graphics settings. Well, it would be under graphics settings, right? There it is. Okay, field view. Let's try 100. Oh. Oh, that doesn't change the in-cab FOV, like, at all. That just changes the external FOV. Okay, put that back down. I'm guessing it must be this first one then. Oh, I didn't save the changes. Right, I'm just going to do this with my mouse because it's quicker. Okay, there we go. That's a bit too much, but we found the right setting at least. Let's try 80. That still seems a bit too wide. The default was 60. Let's go 70. I don't know, I feel like it's not actually... Changing the FOV isn't really helping that much, to be honest. The problem is, FOV in games works differently to how your actual eyes work, right? Like, in real life, you don't have an equal level of vision for, like, 120 degrees or whatever. You have, like, 90 degrees of good vision, and then things get slightly blurrier out to your peripheral. Whereas in in a video game, when you slide up the FOV, it literally just looks like you've zoomed the camera out. This is why I never change the FOV in games. Whenever I play Minecraft, I always get comments like, why do you have your FOV so low? And I'm like, that's just the default FOV. It looks weird to me having it in any other level. So I'm going to keep the FOV where it is. It just doesn't look right to me. Okay, to the tractor. New angle, says P. Yeah, we got a new camera angle today. Thought I'd try something a bit different. I think it's good. I like the camera at this angle. You have a flat screen, not a curved one? Yes, I do have a flat screen. I'll tell you what we could do to make it more realistic. We could break out the motion tracker again, the eye tracker. It's been so long since we used that, and this would actually be a perfect use case for it. I think the last time we used it for Farming Sim was in FS22. I don't think we've ever used it for 25. But, like I say, this would be a perfect opportunity to use the eye tracker. New angle, love it. Thank you, Horse Lover. FOV works better when you have screen curvature, I guess. I've never had a curved screen, so I wouldn't know. Are we going to go for more realism in Kinlaig? We are, P. Realism is the name of the game in this series. I've picked out a ton of mods that are going to make the experience super realistic. One of those is that we can only use the internal camera, so we can't use the third-person camera when we're in a vehicle. But there's loads of other stuff. There's stuff that makes the economy more realistic, that makes animals more realistic, crops, vehicles, all that good stuff. Basically, every single aspect of the game is more realistic in some way. Which side do these gates open from? I can never find the trigger point for these gates. There we go. But yeah, hopefully as we play, you'll see some of the realism coming through. You'll see, you know, which kind of mods we've got and how they're affecting things. Do we have a silo? I actually didn't check if we have a silo on the farm. We got a bulk haul, but I don't know if we can put it there. Gotta hop off. I'll follow you for more Farming Sim lives. Take care. Thank you, Deddy. I stream Farming Sim every Friday. So if you want to join me, I'll be live again next Friday for more of this. Thank you for following. Okay. Oh yeah, there is a silo here. How's it going? It's going good, Draydog. How are you doing today? By the way, you might notice that I keep looking that way when I'm, you know, trying to look at the camera. I'm just not used to having the camera on this side. When I'm playing Farming Sim. So if I keep looking over there when I'm talking, it's because I keep forgetting where the camera is. But I'll do my best. Okay, first load of wheat. Where actually is that? It doesn't actually say that it's... We have emptied it out, right? Yeah, so where did it go? Like, the silo itself doesn't actually say... Oh, it's here! Oh! It just sits loose. I guess that is more realistic. You know. So I'm guessing when we get wheat, it'll be in the other side, because, you know, if we want things to be realistic, the crops would be stored separately, right? That's another thing about Farming Sim. Ooh, dear. That's another... Ignore this. That's another thing about Farming Sim that does take away from the realism to some extent, is the fact that you can put pretty much all of your crops into one silo. Obviously, in real life, you wouldn't be mixing your crops together like that. So if we can keep them, like, physically separate from each other, that would be a lot more realistic. Also, we don't really need the beacon light on right now. Okay, you can wait here. Back to the combine. We will end up hiring workers at some point. I'm not going to make this like a no workers series, because that would be way too difficult. But because it's our first episode, I do want to try and do a few jobs myself, you know. Any snow with you, Saul? We got a snow day today, work from home. No snow here, P. I'm sorry to say. We had a tiny little bit on Tuesday, but it didn't settle. I was saying earlier, I think like the Northeast and East Midlands are like the only part of the country that hasn't been hit by snow. There's snow in Scotland, there's snow in Wales, there's snow in the southwest, there's snow in Birmingham. I swear, it's literally just like South Yorkshire and Lincolnshire that just haven't had any snow. I feel left out. Because I like snow. I'm a snow person. And we didn't have any over Christmas either, which was disappointing. Oh yeah, you can see we've got AdBlue as well. You can see next to the fuel gauge, there's a second fuel gauge. That's for AdBlue. What's AdBlue? I couldn't tell you specifically what AdBlue is. It's a thing that you have to add to certain diesel vehicles. Certain vehicles with diesel engines need AdBlue. It's just another thing that needs to be added. An extra layer of realism. So it's there. We have to keep an eye on it. It drains much slower than regular fuel, and you don't need as much of it as regular fuel. You need like 1 gallon of AdBlue, you know, for your entire tank of diesel. So we won't be refilling it very often, but it is there, and we will need to manage it. And if any farmers out there, or anyone who drives, you know, big trucks or anything like that, if anyone out there can tell us what AdBlue actually does, specifically, enlighten us. I'd love to know. I just know it exists and that a lot of vehicles need it. Fred Returns says, AdBlue combines with pollutants in the exhaust of some diesel engines to create harmless nitrogen and water. Thank you, Fred. I thought it was something along those lines. So it basically, it reacts with some of the chemical pollutants. It reacts with the byproducts of diesel and like neutralizes them, essentially. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, not every vehicle has it. You'll notice that the New Holland doesn't have it. But if you ever see that fuel gauge on any piece of equipment, it's because it's also using AdBlue. And we can buy AdBlue if we just... I'll check the shop in a second, real quick. We can't buy IBCs of it, but we can buy jerry cans of AdBlue. And you can actually buy an AdBlue pump, but I don't think we'll do that. I don't think we'll buy a pump. I'd rather refill with canisters. Most of our fleet need it. It's only some engines to make them compliant. Yeah, like I say, I knew it wasn't a universal thing. Not everything needs it. Where would we buy it? I need to know where it is in the shop anyway, because eventually we will need to buy it. Misk. Nope. Nope. Well, it's not going to be under chainsaws, is it, Saul? Come on. Think about it. Pallets. Oh, wait. There it is. AdBlue. Its official name is Diesel Exhaust Fluid, DEF. But yeah, there we go. We can buy it in canisters, 25 litres each. You can also build a pump, but we're not going to use enough of it to need a pump, I don't think. We can get by just you know, buying it in canisters. Oh, look at this. You can buy a huge power pack for electric vehicles, so that you don't have to take them to the recharge station all the time. That's pretty cool. There's some interesting stuff in the miscellaneous here, by the way. We got traffic lights. Don't think we're ever going to need them, but they exist. We got all sorts of other cool bits and pieces in here. We've even got some cranes. God, we're never going to use this. When are we ever going to need this? I don't know, but we can buy one anyway. I bet it's useful for logging. I bet we can use it for logging. We'll see. We'll see. It's there. It's there, and we can use it if we need to. And maybe we will need to. Eventually. Oh, I've just realised the pipe's nearly full. The tank's nearly full as well. So let's, before we start this row, let's go and grab the tractor. He's a big boy, says P. Yeah, huge crane there. We have a few pieces of equipment that, like, their usage isn't immediately apparent, but I'm sure eventually we'll find a use for them. Like, we got the backhoe loader from JCB. I guess you could use it as, like, because in real life it's used for construction, right, for digging. But I guess we could use it to handle loose material. We'll find uses for all this stuff, I'm sure. Okay. Oh, a little bit further out. It's really hard. Again, in real life, another slight thing. In real life, I'd be able to duck my head down a little bit to see what's above the cab, but obviously we don't have that luxury here. So it's not totally realistic. There we go. Ignore that. That's just a visual thing. It's going in the trailer. I've still got the timescale on 1, by the way. I think we might keep it on 1, to be honest. And then when we've finished our jobs for the day, we can just skip ahead to the next day. Because something that happens a lot when I play Farming Sim is we end up like running late into the night because I end up having the timescale too high and there's like not enough time in the day to finish what needs to be done. If we keep the timescale low, then when we've finished doing the jobs that need doing, we can just fast forward. I think that'd make more sense. Okay, let me get a drink. Oh, by the way, with this new camera angle, you can see my Lego. Look, that bulldozer. That's the bulldozer that I got for Christmas, and also there's an aeroplane. You might not be able to see the aeroplane on TikTok. It might be just out of frame. And part 6 of the Lego tour will be coming hopefully quite soon. I was waiting on one more set, but I don't know if it's going to be here in time for me to do the video. And I've got plenty of new sets to feature in the video anyway, so I think I'll probably just do it. And then there'll be another part eventually anyway. But I got a few new bits and pieces for Christmas. Obviously, we got the Droideka that I built on stream, and the Tantive 4. So I've got a few new sets that I'd like to talk about. So there will be another Lego tour video coming. If not this month, then February, certainly. What are your pronouns? I watch frequently and want to make sure. It's she, her. Thank you for asking, Fred. Yeah, she, her's fine. Oh, the yield's not good actually. I thought that this field was. I thought that the yield in this field was quite high because the tank keeps filling up very quickly. But actually, the yield in this field is not good. This is pretty bad. So that means that next year we'll get even more, because next year the yield is going to be perfect. You know, we're gonna make sure. We're gonna do all the precision farming. We're gonna get the soil sampler on this field today, and we're gonna find out what kind of soil we've got. And we need to do crop rotation as well. Again, we are playing with precision farming as well as some other crop realism mods, so we can't just plant barley in this field every single year. We do actually have to rotate the crops to maintain the soil quality. And I think you can't plant crops of the same type either. So stuff like barley, oat, and wheat, they're all basically the same thing from a biological standpoint. So we can't plant barley and then wheat and then oats. That is basically just as bad as planting barley every single year. So we'll want to plant something maybe like corn or sunflowers. Root crops are very good for improving soil quality after grain crops. But then we'd have to plant more grain crops after those as well. I wish there was a mod that actually added in a crop rotation page like there was in FS22, because quite frankly, I don't know the first thing about crop rotation. I just know that you have to do it, but I don't know which crops are best after other crops and stuff like that. All I know is that potatoes absolutely destroy the soil quality. If you plant anything after potatoes, the yield will be shit. That's all I really know about crop rotation. Potatoes suck. Don't plant potatoes. Ever. Not that I would anyway, because the potato harvester is so abysmally slow that I don't want to grow potatoes. I thought so, but I didn't like to assume. That's okay, Fred. Thank you very much for asking again. I'm not sure how to pronounce that username. Nemixakos says, "Hey, just started playing Farming Sim. You're the first streamer that I watched. Thank you very much. Please tell me how to pronounce your username, because I hate pronouncing people's usernames wrong. I don't do it on purpose. But if there's a difficult username, I'd prefer to just be told how to pronounce it so that I don't get it wrong and embarrass myself." I think we've left a gate open somewhere, by the way. We've probably left a few gates open. I left this one open on purpose so we could get to the silo. I'm also going to open this one because earlier on we tried to do a U-turn and ended up hitting the wall there, so it's probably going to be easier if we go out into the yard there and then turn around. Again, if we're trying to keep this as realistic as possible, then we want to avoid crashing as much as we can. If things were really realistic, that wall there would have been knocked over already. Because we've already crashed into it once today. You can say Nemix. Thank you very much, Nemix. I will bear that in mind. Like I say, I like to get these things right, you know. I like to be sure. Oh, it's very bumpy. If you notice, the vehicle camera is a lot shakier than usual as well. That's also a realism setting. So normally I have, if we go to settings here, I think it's under general settings, or it might be under game settings. No, it will be general. Hold on. Yeah, here. So this setting here, indoor camera suspension, I normally have this turned off. So even when we're on really bumpy terrain, the camera stays perfectly level. But I thought, you know, for the extra realism, let's have it on. So the internal camera will bounce around just as much as it ought to. And it already, like, you can tell how much bouncier it is than normal, because I normally have that turned off. But again, if we're going for realism, let's go for realism in every possible area. What would really make it realistic is if I paid someone to just stand behind my chair and just shake it from side to side like this every time I'm driving a tractor, because I've been in tractors before and they're pretty bumpy. They're pretty they're not a smooth ride. But we can't have everything, you know. You know, even the most realistic simulators, you've got to compromise somewhere. I can't afford I can't afford a seat that actually fucking throws me around like a ragdoll. You know, at that point, I'd be better off just buying an actual tractor and taking it for a drive. You got to draw the line somewhere. I think we can leave this here for now and get back to the combine. How much of this field is left? Oh, we can't see unless we're in the cab. Fair enough. Not much. I think maybe another 2 trailers full. I might just keep the minimap permanently open. Off we go. Normally I don't keep the minimap open because it's a bit distracting, but since we can't use the external camera, we can't like zoom out and see the field from above, it's probably going to be quite handy being able to see it on the minimap like that. So we'll just keep the minimap open. I wonder how the moisture mod actually works. I'm curious. If we get out here, you can see it tells us what the moisture of the field is like. There's currently, like in this spot here, there's 12% moisture, ideal moisture is 13%, perfect moisture is 12.75%. There's also a chance of withering. I think the drier the soil, the higher the chance of withering. But it could also, you know, crops could also wither if they get too wet. Moisture retention, I'm not quite sure how it works. We'll figure it out. Owned fields. There's a lot of complex stuff in this mod pack that's gonna take some figuring out. But that's part of the fun of it, you know. Again, the whole idea, when I had the idea to do this ultra realism series, the idea was let's make it as realistic as possible in every way. You know, let's try and have the most realistic farming experience possible. And that means managing moisture, it means managing crop rotation, it means managing government taxes and subsidies and stuff like that. This is all part of, you know, what being a real farmer entails, you know. It's not just getting in a tractor, driving to the field and planting some beans, you know. It's a lot more involved than that. There's a lot more admin. I think the admin in particular is what I'm looking forward to in this series. Is what's really going to enhance the realism for me. Okay, we are. We might have picked a bad spot to park the tractor there. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, though, I do think this would be a perfect opportunity to use the eye tracker again. It's been a while since we used the eye tracker, but this would be the perfect place for it. Obviously, again, because we're stuck inside, we can only use the first-person camera. It would be handy to be able to just look over from side to side without having to use the thumbsticks all the time. So I might look into that. I'm looking forward to seeing more of the map too. Like, I haven't really seen any of it yet, because this is... I mean, we did the first look video at Christmas, but we didn't actually get that good of a look. There's so much of the map that we haven't seen. And I understand that there's a steam engine on this map as well. You can actually get a steam engine to deliver your produce for you, which is very cool. Very unrealistic, because obviously in the UK we don't use steam engines anymore, apart from on heritage railways. Oh, I keep doing that. I keep running over the crops every time the tank gets full. I need to pay more attention to how full the tank is. In fact, there's probably a way to set it up so that an alarm goes off if the tank's full, which I imagine probably is realistic. It's gone 4 o'clock already, by the way. We've been live for over an hour. How much realistically can we get done today? I'm going to finish this field. We're going to bale it, and we're going to feed some of the hay bales to the cows. That might actually take the full stream, I don't know. We'll see. If it does, it does. You know, that's again, that's part of the experience. These jobs do take a long time in real life. I'm hoping this will be a long series as well, because I really want to stick with this one for a while. Like, maybe even the whole year, which means we could end up with like 30 or more episodes of this series. So it doesn't really matter if we take things a bit slower, because there'll be more episodes compared to like compared to Saxlingham, which only had 10 episodes. And I think Moss Valley only had 10 episodes as well, right? There we go. Do you need to go wee-wee and poo-poo with the mods you got on? No, Paffy Chuckle. It's not quite that realistic. We don't need to eat or drink or anything like that. Oh yeah, you'll also notice that I can't actually turn 360 degrees in the cab. Again, another realism mod, because in the base game you can just keep spinning round and round and round. This one actually locks it so that you can't turn past a certain level. How much barley have we got now, then? Oh, wow, look at all that. I prefer it being in an open silo like this. I prefer it where you can actually see exactly how much you've got. Oh, it doesn't actually quite touch the back wall. Never mind, ignore that. Yeah, I think it's better like this. You can actually get some kind of visual idea of how much you've made in total. You know, whereas if it's in a silo like this, it's just a number. Like, you can't really visualize 50,000 litres of barley unless you're actually seeing it. So I like that. I like it. Ow. Hit my thumb on the control thingy. What is the word for this? Does this does the ball actually have like a technical name? Anybody know? Oh, whoa, whoa! I drifted a little bit there. Okay, I think we should be able to get the rest of the field done without filling up again. The AdBlue does actually drain quicker than I thought. It is going down quite quickly. But we do have fuel consumption set to high, so like the diesel is also going down quite quickly. And I imagine it affects the AdBlue as well. Ooh, just got an itch on my leg. Okay, have we missed any? I think there was a little bit over on the left side of the field. Yeah, you can see there's a little strip. Well, you can't see it now. There is a little strip down the other side, which we'll go and get. Turn that off while we're driving. No point wasting energy. Okay, I'm not bothered about that bit. That's just a tiny bit. I'm not bothered about that bit. That's just a tiny bit. That bit there is a little bit more significant. I would like to get that. Oh no, sorry. I didn't want to lock onto the lane there. Can wildlife eat your crops with these mods, like rabbits? I'm not actually sure, Pappy Chuckle. I imagine that it's probably simulated. Obviously, you won't physically see the animals eating your crop. But I imagine that they factor in a certain amount of yield loss for stuff like insects and, you know, wildlife. One of the mods that I've got must do something like that. You know, in all the mods that I've got, something must affect that. Okay, light on. We're crossing the road. Now, we're back to this problem that we had earlier, which is, to put it simply, the combine's too big to go through the gate with the header on. But also, there isn't enough space in the field to bring the header trailer in and then put the header on. Which means we are going to end up having to destroy some of our crops. We're going to have to drive over the crops a little bit to be able to get in here properly. Shit happens. It's realistic. Sometimes you do have to just drive over your crops. It's unavoidable. Okay, we're back up to here. I will... First of all, I'll take the rest of the barley back to the silo. And then we're going to bring this tractor over to where the header trailer is and see if we can get it unstuck, because it's stuck in a hedge at the minute. Is that... It looked like the hay moved there. It could just be rendering. No, look. It does. It looks like it's. It looks like it's sinking down. I don't know if that's just a graphical bug. It's weird. It must just be a graphical thing. Wait, hang on a minute. I'm an idiot. The trailer's empty right now. We didn't actually get the last load out of the combine. Don't worry, cows. You're gonna eat soon. I promise. As soon as we get this baled, we can finally feed the cows for the first time. Ooh. Jump over. There we go. And back up a bit. We're not over it, are we? It's so hard to see from the internal camera. Oh! It just beeped. Wait, did it beep because I was over the trailer? If so, that's pretty cool. Let me just double check that. Okay, so if I drive over the trailer... Okay, it didn't do it that time. Maybe because the tank's empty. Unsure. Hey, cows. Okay, here we go. Final load of barley. Let's see how much we got in total. And there it goes. 60,000 litres. That's not bad. Not bad for our first field, and that was only about a 50% yield. The same field would give us twice as much if we had a maximum yield on it. Oh, actually, we need to disconnect this trailer now, so we may as well park it up. Oh, turn the other way. There we go. We are going to need it again later, though, so there's no point in parking it up perfectly. There we go. It'll be alright there for now. Okay. Lovely. And now let's go and get this header trailer unstuck. Okay, I think the best thing to do is just going to be to bump it from behind. Not the most realistic thing to do, but I don't think there's really any other way that we're going to get it unstuck. Not without resetting it to the shop, which I definitely don't want to do. Oh shit. Please tell me it's not stuck. Okay, I thought it got stuck under the tractor then. Now, that has actually fixed nothing. In fact, that's made it worse. It's now even further into the hedge than it was before. You know what? I think we might have to just reset it to the shop. No, not that. There we go. Reset. Okay, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it, but it was stuck pretty good. Let's go and get it back. Beautiful map, by the way. From what I've seen so far, I think I'm going to enjoy this one. How's the Farvid Soul? It's good, Silly Maxer. How are you doing? Welcome. Yeah, it's going well. We've only just started on this map, but we've got 3 fields. We've just harvested some barley. And we're about to harvest some wheat, as well as doing some baling. Okay, here's the shop. So that forklift there, not that one, the Manitou one, that is also ours, but I'm keeping it at the shop so that we can use it for loading pallets and stuff. Oh. Yes, I think for some reason trailers with just a standard hitch sometimes attach automatically. I guess that is realistic, you know, if it's just got a standard like drawbar hitch, you can just reverse under it and attach, so it does make sense. But yeah, some pieces of equipment will attach the drawbar automatically, but you still have to get out to attach the pipes. And obviously anything with a 3-point linkage needs to be connected manually. Honestly, for their first ever UK map as well, the first map that Giant Software have ever done in the UK, they've done a pretty good job. This feels very, very Scottish. How long will we be live for today? I'll be live till 6 today. So we're about halfway through, another hour and a half. Okay, here's the header trailer again. Now, we have to we need to put the header on the trailer to get it into the field, because the header won't go through the gate. That's why we need the trailer so desperately. Oh, detach PTO first. Y and Z. Oh, don't push it off. Is it on? I think it's on. Yeah, that's on. Okay. So we've now got to drive the header trailer into the field so that we can then attach it back onto the combine. Again, the gate's just not wide enough for it to go through while it's attached. This is the only way that it's going to fit through the gate, is if it goes on its side. And it does mean a little bit of crop destruction is unfortunately inevitable. I'll do my best to minimize it, but there's going to be some damage. Oh, we're in reverse. Oh, we can't use the external camera either, which is going to make it even harder to do this with minimal crop damage. Here we go. Is it bad? Is it bad? Oh, it's bad. Oh, look at all of that. Look how much we've lost. God damn it. It was the only way. It was the only way we could get the header through the gate. Cool problem solving, though. Cool that you can do that in the game. Yeah, it's quite realistic. Obviously, when you take combines like on the road and stuff like that, they can't have the header attached because they'd be way too wide for the road. So that's what header trailers are really for moving stuff out on the road. But it's useful for like getting stuff through gates and stuff like that. Okay, we ready? We're ready. Okay, now I'm going to get a worker to do this. He's immediately stopped working. I'm not touching anything. Hello, Charlie. How are you doing? Okay, there we go. Right, now while the worker's doing that, we are going to start baling. So we need to head to field... We'll take the tractor. We need to head back to the farm to get the baler. Again, just trying to minimize crop damage right now. There we go. And we're off. Good, thank you. Glad to hear it, Charlie. Not long now, cows. We will have some food for you very soon. If you've not been watching from the beginning, by the way, we're currently trying to feed our cows. We need hay bales to do that. We should be feeding them total mixed ration. That gives the best. That's the best food for them, but it's quite difficult to make. You need a few different ingredients. So for now, we're just going to be feeding them simple hay bales. But eventually they'll get total mixed ration, which I think is just a mix of grass, silage, and hay. But you do need to get a special mixing wagon for it as well. So yeah, for now, we'll just feed them hay bales. Are they dairy cows? For now, Silly Maxer, yes. I haven't decided yet if we're going to do meat processing. We do have a mod that lets us do animal meat products. So it is an option if we want to, you know, do like... I don't actually know what the recipes are. You can make like sausages and stuff if you have pigs. Or you can do like burgers and stuff like that. For now though, they're just for dairy. We don't really have the capacity to be doing anything like that just yet. They're also Highland cattle. They're not regular dairy cows. They're Highland cows. And they're very cute. Here they are, actually. Let's have a look at them. Let's see our cows. There we go. This is a big one. We got 5 that are 18 months. We got 5 that are 6 months, and 5 that are newborn. This is one of the newborns. This is one of the little babbies. They are really cute, genuinely. How do I crouch? There we go. They even play as well. They have like animations where they'll like jump about and roll over. Look, 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 he's playing. It's so cute. They are so adorable. Oh, he's having a lie down now. Oh, I love him. We're gonna feed you soon, babies. Don't worry. Helper F has a full tank already. Oh, God. Okay, we're going to have to go and sort that out as well, then. Now, baling without windrowing first is a bit risky. The pickup on the baler isn't very wide, so we'll probably end up missing bits, but it saves us a job if we can do it without windrowing. Oh, I need to head back to the farm. The not being able to teleport is definitely going to take some getting used to. Okay, let's get the other New Holland on the go. That just adjusts the mirror. I always forget, this one, the gearbox, isn't actually mapped to the control stick. Have to use the keyboard to change gears. Farmers can teleport IRL, that's realistic. I mean, I've never seen one teleport, but, you know, maybe they do. Maybe they just do it when I'm not looking. Okay, here we go. Whoa, that's a bit of a steep angle, but as long as it attaches... Okay, here we go. Now, this tractor... On Saxlingham, this was a really good tractor, but because we've got mods that we've got mods that make the engine performance more realistic, I think the New Holland... I think this New Holland might actually be a little bit underpowered for this series. We may have to upgrade. It's definitely going to be a lot slower than the other one. But we'll keep it around for now. Hopefully it might prove me wrong. It might, you know, might pull its weight. Oh, of course he's all the way on the very far side of the field. Why wouldn't he be? God, it's bumpy. Whoa. At least there's a nice border on this side of the field. Although we could choose to get rid of that. Like, we could plough the field all the way to the edge and get a bit more yield. Because you think, look at the size of the field. If there's all that space around it, like, look here. The yellow bit is the field that has crops in it, but all the way around it, there's a really thick green border. We could get so much more crops in here if we ploughed all the way to the edge. But ploughing all the way to the edge makes it a lot more difficult to get equipment in and out without running over our existing crops. So... Oh shit, we don't have the straw swath on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Stop, stop, stop. Stop, stop, stop. Actually, I'll let you finish the headland. I forgot that we turned off the straw swath. Actually, maybe we don't need it, to be honest. We've already got one field of straw. Do we need 2 fields of it? I'm also just realising we've made another very stupid mistake. You can't feed cows straw. Cows don't eat straw. They eat hay. These straw bales aren't actually going to be useful. We can't actually feed these to the cows. I don't know why I thought that we could. I'm an idiot. They need hay, which means we need to mow grass. For God's sake. Can we get some grass from somewhere? Do we have a grass field that we can buy? I think that's grass. Yeah, field 35 there is a grass field. Field 3 is a bit smaller. That's also a grass field. Actually, no, it looks about the same size. Field 6 is grass, but it's way too far away. We don't want to be driving all the way down there. I guess, you know, since we already own some of the land in this area, we'll go for this one. If we can own all the land on the left-hand side of the map, like all the way along this main road, that'd be quite handy. What's in field 1? Please tell me it's not potatoes. It's parsnips. That's even worse. Okay, we're not going to buy that until the parsnips are gone, because I do not have the equipment to harvest them. But we'll buy this grass field. Emergency grass field to feed the hungry cows. Exactly, Silly Max. So we've got to get on top of this quite quickly. Okay. I will feed the cows before the end of today's stream. Mark my words. They're getting fed. Parsnips. I love parsnips. I really, really do love parsnip. No, if you wanna grow carrots, you have to have a machine that just harvests carrots and nothing else. And of course, that machine costs a fortune. So yeah, I would like to do vegetables at some point, but they're so tedious to do because you need really specialized equipment for them. For now, we'll stick with the easy stuff that we can do with the regular combine. Okay, this is the grass field. Look at all that beautiful grass, waiting to be made into bales for our hungry cows. Oh! I'm just thinking, if we put the mower on the front and the windrower on the back, we can do two jobs at once here. I am wary of the fact that the harvester's going to need emptying again in a minute. I should have put the mower on first, because now it's going to be really awkward to maneuver. There we go. Where am I going? I took a wrong turn. I'm not used to this map yet. I don't know where anything is. That's the second dry stone wall we've hit today, though. Third, if you count that one there. Okay, we're supposed to go up here. This is what confused me. There we go, it's up here. Okay, let's unfold the mower. And lower it. Turn it on. Unfold the windrower. Lower it and turn it on. And we're off. Now, we don't need to be very precise with this. It's only grass. Doesn't matter if we miss bits or anything like that. So we're not really worried about perfection with the grass field. We might not even need to mow the whole field, to be honest. Just get our, just enough to get a few bales. How are you coping with the colds? Got some arm warmers recently, and they're brilliant. Nice one, Silly Max. I like to wear quite tight clothing on the top half. which does keep me quite warm. Like this this turtleneck, it's actually really tight. Like there's not too much breathing room, but that keeps you warm. You know, I think skin tight clothing, it like keeps the heat in. You know. It's like someone on one of my Peak District videos, somebody asked me like, how can you go hiking in skinny jeans? And I'm like, they actually keep you really warm. Like skinny jeans counter, you wouldn't think they would, but they actually keep you really warm because they like trap the heat in because they're so tight. Might get some more jumpers like that. I do have some, but didn't think they keep me warm. Yeah, you'd be surprised. Like, I'm sure you've seen the dress that I have with the red and blue stripes. That one's also got, like, really tight sleeves, and it really does keep you warm. I mean, if you think about like a scuba diver, they wear like really skin tight clothing, and you would imagine that like if you jump in the water in a skin tight dive suit, it'd be freezing, right? But it's actually not. It's like the opposite. They wear those because they keep them so warm. And like I say, I think it's because they're so skin tight, they physically trap the heat like in your skin and stop too much heat from leaving. So yeah, I recommend it. Wear stuff with like tight sleeves and tight legs. They really do keep you warm. You wouldn't expect them to, but they do. How's it looking back there, by the way? Good. Thanks all. No worries, silly Maxo. Give it a try. You won't regret it. The thing is as well, I don't like wearing too many layers. Like, even if it's cold, I don't like to have, like, a shirt and a jumper and a jacket. I don't like having 3 or 4 different layers on, you know what I mean? So I like to try and keep warm without putting too many layers on, and like I say, stuff like this, something with nice tight sleeves and tight around the neck as well, it does keep me nice and warm. How was that dinner, says Charlie? Oh, the stew that I had the other night, it was delicious. Had a gorgeous lamb stew the other day. Very, very nice, especially in this weather. It's the best thing to have, you know, that kind of hearty, wholesome, home-cooked stuff. Stew, cottage pie, hot pot. It's the perfect weather for that kind of food, you know. Sounds so yum. It was, Silly Max. It was delicious. What's for dinner tonight? I don't know yet, because I've got shopping coming at about 8 o'clock. I always get my shopping delivered really late because it's the cheapest time of day to get it delivered. I shop at Asda usually, but yeah, the cheapest delivery slots are always way in the evening, like 8, 9 o'clock. So I've got shopping coming tonight. Basically, I can have whatever I want because we're gonna have a full freezer. So I don't know. See how I feel. Olive says, I'd just wear a shirt and a coat. I'm the same, Olives. Again, like I said, I don't like wearing too many layers. So if you can keep yourself warm whilst also wearing as few layers as possible, it's a win-win really for me. I mean, I know I am technically wearing 2 layers because I'm wearing a tank top, but it doesn't cover my sleeves, you know. That's kind of the whole the whole point of a tank top, is that it's a jumper without sleeves. And for any Americans watching, tank top is what we call sweater vests in the UK. It's a sleeveless jumper. I've just realised as well, I didn't even realise I'm going round in circles, and because I'm using the windrower, we're just making a bigger and bigger pile of grass behind us. I think we'll stop after this one. That's getting quite extreme now. Yeah, look at the size of it. Damn. The thing about grass as well is that with precision farming, cut grass will rot. So if we don't bale it straight away, it'll like start to decay away overnight. So we do want to get this baled immediately. We can't leave it loose. I'm also just realising the baler doesn't have any net wrap in it, so we can't make any bales until we go to the shop and buy some net wrap. There's always something that I forget to do. Okay, there we go. Just put this somewhere out of the way. Or just reverse it straight into the baler. Whichever you prefer. Okay, so we need to take the baler to the shop to get some net wrap. We also need to empty out the harvester because that's full again. There's so many jobs to keep track of, and the fact that I can't teleport is making them very difficult. I've got an idea, actually. Let's use the ape. Like, in real life, if you've got a field that's over there and your farm's over there, you would drive to it in your car, right? Or your truck. And we just so happen to have a little K-truck. So let's use that. And actually, we could take that to the shop to get the net wrap as well, because it's got space on the back for a pallet. Hi, Seb. How you doing? There we go. Let's take this thing. K-trucks are so cool. They are, Sillybaxer. I love them, honestly. So compact. And they're pretty nippy as well. Like, this thing goes at quite a pace. Okay, hang in there, cows. We've got a couple of things to deal with first. Obviously, the combine there is waiting to be emptied out. So we should probably start with that. But yeah, I think since we're not allowed to travel between vehicles, using this is going to be a lifesaver. We're going to, you know, we're best off using this to get around. There we go. How old are you, says Scott? I'm 26, Scott. Would you rather be a truck driver or a tractor driver IRL? I think tractors, to be honest. I think I'd enjoy working on a farm more than I'd enjoy driving a truck. They'd both be pretty cool. Oof, we're struggling on this hill here. Don't forget, we've also got the mod that adds more realistic engine transmission. So we do have a bit less power on the hills. We could drop down a couple of gears. That would probably help. Loving the new setup. Thanks, Stray Dog. The new camera angle really does make all the difference. It feels very fresh, you know. Now, let's see if we can figure out which gear is going to be best. Okay, 16 isn't bad. Yeah, I don't think this tractor's going to be cut out for the heavier jobs on this map. We might have to use the T8 for this and just use this tractor for equipment. Like, this tractor will be fine for cultivating, you know, planting, stuff like that, but it's just not quite powerful enough for some of the bigger trailers when they're full. Oh, there's our wheat. Look at that. We got barley and we got wheat. And we're going to process it. I don't know what we're going to make yet. Well, bread, obviously. But eventually, it would be cool to do cakes. I've never made cakes in Farming Sim before because the recipe is so expensive. There's so many ingredients that you need. But it is possible. We need eggs, which means we need to get chickens. We need milk, which means we need cows, which we've already got. You need flour from wheat, oats, or barley, or sorghum. You need strawberries, which means we'd have to build some greenhouses. But it is possible. All the ingredients are there. And oh, sugar as well. Now, we can get sugar... You can get sugar from sugarcane, but let's be realistic. We are in Scotland. Sugarcane doesn't really grow in Scotland. So we'd be better off doing sugar beet, which we can also grow. But yeah, in theory, we can quite easily, well, not easily, but we can make all the ingredients for cake. So we could do cake. We could start a bakery business on this world. And they sell for really good money as well. Like, cakes are very, very profitable. Sugar beet was the original way to get sugar here anyway. That's true, Silly Maxa. Sugar beet has always been the way to go. Before sugarcane, before we even knew sugarcane existed, we were making sugar from sugar beet here in the UK. The machines are absolutely massive, though. Let's have a quick look. And they're very expensive too. That's the only problem. It's another one of those crops that's really expensive. Root crops. Here we go. So this is a sugar beet harvester. And again, you know, just for perspective, this is a regular combine harvester. So this is just your bog standard combine. Pretty big. But the sugar beet one is like twice the size. It's absolutely huge. This one's actually not that big compared to some others. Look at this one. Look at this. Look at the size of it. That's insane. It's ridiculous. It costs £750,000. Actually, this one costs £500,000. It's expensive stuff, but there is good money in it, you know. That's the trade-off, isn't it? You know, it's high risk, high reward. Like, we can definitely do sugar beet, but the equipment's going to be very expensive, and it won't pay itself off for at least a couple of years. So it's very risky business. I'm running over my crops again here. But this time it's not my fault. This time it's the AI worker's fault, because look what he's done. He's missed this entire row. What's he done that for? What was he thinking? They test my patience sometimes, you know. They really do. I wonder, actually, if we wanted to grow every single crop in the game, how many different harvesters would we need? The Combine Harvester can do wheat, barley, oats, canola. With a special header, it can do sunflowers and corn as well. It can do soybeans. That's quite a few different crops. Obviously, sugar beet, potatoes, peas, spinach, carrots and parsnips. They all need their own harvesters. Rice needs its own harvester. Poplars would need a forage harvester. That's at least 8 different harvesters we'd need. Probably more that I've missed as well. Again, that's if we wanted to grow every single crop and harvest every single crop. Peas could be good though. I've not done peas yet. Oh, there's a mini. Yeah, we've never grown peas. We've never grown spinach. Another one we could try. We have done parsnips once before. They were very, very slow, but we could do them again. God, yeah, this tractor really is struggling with this trailer. The thing is, this isn't even our biggest trailer. We got an even bigger trailer there. But there's just no way... I mean, if it struggles to pull this one when it's full, there is absolutely no way in hell it'd pull that when it's full. Look at the size difference. This is the trailer that we're using right now. This is our other trailer. Not a chance that this tractor could pull that trailer at full capacity. ETS2 next week? Yes, punters, I will be playing Euro Truck next week. Next week is going to be Minecraft, Euro Truck, and Farming Sim, so Monday, Tuesday, Friday. If you haven't seen my new schedule for January, it's in the Discord server. I want to start getting back into having a monthly schedule this year, so on the first day of each month, I'll post the schedule in the Discord chat, so you know exactly what I'm going to be playing throughout the month. The plan is, though, Minecraft, Euro Truck, and Farming Sim I'm going to play 3 times a month. I don't have enough time to play them every week, but if I only play them once every 2 weeks, it doesn't feel like enough. So I thought if I played each one of them 3 times a month, that would be sort of the best level for it. So the way it's going to go is each week one of the games is going to be skipped. So like next week we're going to do Minecraft. Next week we're going to do Monday, Tuesday and Friday. The week after we'll just do Tuesday and Friday. The week after that we'll just do Monday and Tuesday. The week after that we'll just do Monday and Friday. And so on and so forth. So basically in every 4-week period we'll play each game 3 times under that system. I've probably explained it badly. Just go to the Discord server and you can see when I'm playing each game. New camera angle? Yes, new camera angle. Which I quite like. I'm going to have to adjust it a little bit for Euro Truck, because you can't see the gear shifter. But I like it. I like it like this. I think we'll be keeping it like this for simulator games from now on. But only for simulator games. Obviously for stuff like for Minecraft and Outlast and Subnautica, when we play that, we'll have the camera in its usual place. It's only for simulators so that you can see the sim gear a bit better. And also my number plate. Thank you, Dad, for getting me that for Christmas. He's not watching right now. But yeah, my dad got me this little Ashendak number plate for Christmas. The shop's currently closed. The salesman's on a break. Are you joking? I forgot we have a mod that... We've got a mod that adds closing hours to the shop. So we can't buy anything from the shop for the next hour because it's closed for lunch. Are you serious? Is this a joke? Okay, I am going to have to fast forward the clock slightly because I really need to use the shop. I'm guessing it'll open again at 1 o'clock. It'll be like an hour. It was exactly 12 o'clock as well. Like, it literally just closed for lunch when we got here. That's so frustrating. Again, it's realistic. I think it closes for the night at about 8 o'clock as well, so we can't buy anything between like 8 PM and 6 AM. New setup. Same setup, Jack. It's just a new camera angle. Come on, please. It's open again. Okay. Lunch break's over. Thank God for that. We are really going to have to keep that in mind in future. That's another thing that's going to take a lot of getting used to. The shop closes at lunch and at night time. Okay, consumables. We want twine, not net wrap. Is there a New Holland twine? There isn't. Oh, there is. Standard twine. 1 pallet will do. Okay, open the tailgate. And then get the forklift. This is why we've got a forklift permanently at the shop. For all of our pallet handling purposes. And we do have a skid steer at the farm as well to unload the pallets, but it would probably be best to get another forklift to go up there as well. Okay, this is going to be one of the trickiest jobs to do with the first-person camera. You know that I'm very bad at handling pallets in this game. but having to do it all from the internal camera is going to be even more difficult than usual. Oh shit. What's... I'm dragging the fucking truck along. It won't come off. There we go. Okay. Strap it down. Shut the tailgate. And park the forklift up. Can stay there for now. There we go, that's better. Perfect. Okay, twine. Back to the farm. See, now this actually is more realistic. You know, you wouldn't drive the baler down to the shop to refill it with twine. You just buy a pallet of twine and take it back to the farm. So again, by forcing us to not teleport, it has made the game more realistic for us, you know. Although there's been some frustrations so far today, I do feel like the experience has been more realistic, and I appreciate that. That's exactly what I wanted, you know. I wanted it to feel less like a game and more like a simulator. And I think we've achieved that. I think this series will achieve that. I'm really looking forward to it. I am. It's just it's something a bit different, you know. Because historically, I haven't played this game very realistically, if we're being honest. Hi, Katrina on Twitch. How are you doing today? Great reg plate. Was it a Christmas present? It was, Draydog. It's from my dad. If you've seen my Euro Truck streams, of course, it's the number plate that I have on Euro Truck. It's also my Steam username. But yeah, my dad got me the plate as a Christmas present, which I am so grateful for. It's only stuck on with some of those little glue dots, though. I want to attach it a bit more permanently because it's not properly fixed on there right now. But yeah, great present. Hey, Jerex, how are you doing? How was your Christmas? Very good, very good. I had a wonderful time with the family. You know, great dinner. Pork loin on Christmas Day, gammon on Boxing Day. Some great presents as well. A lot of Lego. Obviously, I got my number plate, but got a few bits of Lego. Obviously, some bathroom stuff, some smellies. No clothes. I was surprised. No, not one single piece of clothing this year, not even like socks or pants or anything like that, which was unexpected. Normally I get at least some socks or, you know, a top or something, but yeah, not this year. Not complaining. I got Lego, which is far more important. Who needs socks when you can have Lego? Okay, I'm back. Okay, detach you. I got Lego and Smellies too, but I did get nice long socks. Nice one, Silly Maxer. Honestly, I do like a nice pair of socks at Christmas. I've said it before, but when you're a kid, getting stuff like socks and deodorant for Christmas is so disappointing. But as an adult, get me that shit, you know, please. I want socks. I want bathroom stuff. Oh my god. This manual attach is taking some getting used to. I have lowered it. I've just lowered it. It's lower. It's touching the floor. Why won't you let me detach the mower? I need to fold it up and then lower it. Okay. But what do you mean? I actually cannot figure out how to detach the mower. It says I need to fold it up. It says I can't disconnect it unless it's folded up. But then when I fold it up, I can't lower it. Whatever. Whatever. Okay. Sure. Opinion on Lush, says Silly Maxer. I don't really shop at Lush, to be honest. I appreciate them as a company, because I know they've been very outspoken advocates for the queer community, which is always nice. It's always nice to have a brand that genuinely supports the queer community and doesn't just pretend to once a year. So that's nice, but I don't really shop there, to be honest. I'm not really too interested in stuff like that. I don't like all the bath bombs and special soaps and stuff like that, you know. I'm more of just a bottle of shower gel to do the whole thing type of person. Oh yeah, we need to refill. Standard net. This map's so good, says Jarex. It is, Jarex. Really, really loving the map so far. We still haven't seen much of it yet. We're still quite new to it. But what I have seen, I really do like. I'm glad I picked this map to do my Ultra Realism series, because I think this is going to be the perfect map for it. It's a very realistic map. The fields aren't too big, but they're not too tight and small either. It's a good size map. The fields are all good sizes. Everything feels spaced out very nicely. The fields are realistic shapes as well. They're not all just perfect squares. We've got some weirder ones, which obviously is very realistic for the UK. It's great. I like what I've seen so far. You seem to be back on track with your followers. We've not done too badly today, Draydog. No, we've not done too badly. I'm really hoping that this year we can put the whole TikTok business behind us. By which I mean, you know, the whole one-sided beef that TikTok seems to have with me over the last few months. Hopefully we can move on this year and TikTok can actually let me grow again. That'd be quite nice. Yeah, the ape, by the way, very useful. Definitely gonna be using that as our little runabout. I think, like I was saying earlier, if you can't teleport between vehicles and you can't fast travel, you need to have a runabout, and that seems perfect for it. Thanks for following, Danny. How much of this field is left, by the way? Oh, I can't see because I'm not in the combine. It looks like quite a bit. Come on. I guess we can't force people to follow, but it just annoys me a bit that people suddenly unfollow. Yeah, I mean, there's reasons that people unfollow, you know, and if you unfollow because you just aren't interested in the content anymore, that's absolutely fine. I do think a lot of people follow and then unfollow straight away just to like wind you up. I mean, I've literally had people do that to me. I've had people be like, you know, oh, thank you for following, and then they literally unfollow straight away, and then they comment like, haha, I just unfollowed you. Like, okay, but what has that achieved, really? So yeah, unfortunately, people do that. They do follow just to immediately unfollow again. But like I said, sometimes people do just, you know, their tastes change. Sometimes people just aren't as interested as they used to be, and there's nothing wrong with people unfollowing if they're not interested anymore. It just annoys me when people unfollow to wind me up. But I guess that's why they do it, to wind me up. So my followers have been stagnant for years, but I rarely upload, so I don't know. Mine were fine up until about 6 months ago, and then just completely flatlined. And I know I don't really post videos very often, but I am fairly regular with my live streams. That's why I'm really hoping that I get bigger on YouTube and Twitch as well, because as much as I like the community here on TikTok, the platform itself I'm not a big fan of. I would really like to get a bigger following on YouTube and Twitch so that I can focus more on those. And if you haven't already, please do follow and subscribe on YouTube and Twitch. We've currently got 260 subscribers on YouTube, and I think 68 followers on Twitch. Agree, I need to sub on your YouTube so I can binge your content while I game. You should, Silly Maxer. All of my previous live streams are archived on YouTube. You can watch every single live stream I've ever done in one handy playlist. So definitely check it out if you're interested. Did a bit of digging to earn directly from TikTok. You need 10k followers and a certain amount of video views. Yeah, and the thing is, they don't tell you about the video views either. They just say get to 10k, but you do need to have a certain viewership threshold as well. This is why I prefer doing stuff like Patreon, because people can support me directly. Like, I know for a fact that they're sending money directly to me. Obviously, Patreon takes a cut of it, but, you know, I'd rather do that. I'd rather... like, I'd rather people support me financially because they want to, rather than relying on TikTok to pay me for a certain amount of views, you know what I mean? And I know I haven't really offered too much to my Patreon supporters recently, and I do want to try and offer more benefits for Patreons this year. But yeah, I just think... I really appreciate those people who do support me on Patreon, because I think that I'd rather make money that way than, you know, have TikTok be like, oh, if you get this many views, we'll give you 50p. It just doesn't really seem fair. Okay, here we go. We're bailing. The question is, how many bales are we going to get? We haven't mowed the whole field, we've only done a little bit of it, so we're definitely not going to get that many bales. If we can get like 4 or 5, I think that'd be more than enough to feed the cows for the next few months. I also can't see when the bale comes out of the back. Okay, I think we might actually get a bit more than 4 or 5 bales. Thanks for liking the stream, everyone, by the way. Oh, this big pile here is going to fill it up, like, instantly. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Okay, we've made 5 bales so far. I think maybe another 4 or 5, so 10 in total. Oh, we also don't have a front loader anymore. So how are we going to move the bales? We need a tractor with a front loader. So TheRelaxed says, I think another 6 or 7 by the looks of it. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say those numbers specifically. But thank you for doing it for me. Afternoon, Marika. How you doing? I've got a dead leg. My right leg's gone dead. Oh. Wrong way. I'm doing alright. I'm at the gym. Nice one, Marika. How's the weather over there? It's absolutely freezing here in the UK. We've had snow all over the country. Apart from where I live, we've had none. But everyone else in the country's had tons of snow. And it's very cold. It's cold and dry, but sunny still. That's good. That's good. I've had none either, but still absolutely freezing. Yeah, like I say, it's even without the snow, it's very cold. I do like a nice sunny day. Even when it is cold, I like it when it's sunny. In fact, I think my favourite weather is when it's cold but the sun's out. You know, like there's not a single cloud in the sky, but it's also quite crisp and mild. I'm not a big fan of hot weather, but I like the sun. You know, I like when the sun's out but it's not hot. We had no snow. I'm northwest. Same in the northeast, Fred. No snow here. But like I say, I think we're pretty much the only part of the country that hasn't had snow. Scotland's had snow, Wales has had snow, the southwest has had it, the southeast's had it. It's literally just the Midlands and the northeast and northwest of England that seem to not have been touched. In fact, no, Birmingham's had loads of snow as well. It's literally just the northeast and northwest that haven't had any, by the sounds of it. And they've had plenty of it in Europe as well. My friend went to the Netherlands to spend Christmas with his girlfriend, and he can't get back into the UK. His plane got turned around because of the weather, so he's still stuck in the Netherlands for the foreseeable future. It's crazy. It's crazy, like, seeing on the news just how serious the weather's been and how bad this storm's been. And then just looking out of my window and there's not a single drop of snow. You know, it's always crazy when there's this really bad weather going on, but you're not seeing it. Like, it's not here where you are. I'm right on the coast of southeast, and it snowed but didn't lay. Ah. Yeah, same here. We had a tiny bit on Tuesday, but it didn't settle. Clouds and rain, cozy weather. Honestly, Marika, I love rain. I love it when it's raining. There's nothing I love more than going for a walk in the rain. The thing is, I regret it the next day when I'm full of cold because I went for a walk in the rain. But it's, you know, in the moment, it's great. I love walking in the rain. I love cycling in the rain. I wish I still had a bike because I love going out on my bike in the rain. If I could ride the unicycle without falling off of it every 5 meters, I'd take that out in the rain. But I think I'd probably best learn to ride it in the sun first before I attempt to do that. We had lots that stuck Monday, Tuesday, then nothing. Yeah, same here, Fred. Southwest snowed last night, but it was too wet, so it didn't set. Yeah, if it's too wet on the ground, it just melts straight away, right? Corey says, I'm just saying this, are you a boy or a girl? I'm a trans woman, Corey. I was assigned male at birth. I was raised as a boy. I came out about 5 years ago, and I've lived as a woman ever since. And I am out to my friends and family, and they have been incredibly supportive. Why did you play no music when playing? It would be better, says Scott. To be quite honest, Scott, I'm always really cautious about playing any music on stream. Because obviously music is like one of the biggest things that gets copyright struck. I mean, I've had videos that have been copyright struck for using just little snippets of popular music. I always struggle to find music that's like DMC approved or whatever it's called. I always struggle to find music that's allowed. So the easiest solution is just not to have any. Okay, we got 24 bales out of that. Jesus Christ. I also made the stupid mistake of picking up that last bit of grass, so now we've got 12% of a bale in there that we can't empty out. We can only empty out unfinished bales if they're more than 50% full. Oh, there's some here that we missed, actually. Hopefully enough to scrape together another bale. Oh, maybe not. Doing my cardio. See you later, Saul. See you later, Marika. Thanks for joining. Oh, come on. I need just a little bit more. Just enough to make one more bale, please. Aha! There's some more here. Oh, there's quite a lot here. It's very easy to miss bits with the baler when you can't look out of the window. I mean, you can't see the third-person camera. Okay, with this little bit here, that should be enough for a bale. Not quite a full bale, it's 82% full, but it's enough that we can unload it. Okay, now we're finished with the baler. So we got 25 bales to collect. We are gonna need a tractor with a front loader, which we currently don't have. What time are we off? Sorry, I was cleaning my birds out. We're gonna be... about 20 minutes, actually, Charlie. I didn't realise how late it was. I did promise that we would feed our cows before the end of the stream. So before I do anything else, I'm going to quickly grab a bale and take it down to the cow field. We're not going to pick up all the bales. I'll probably end up doing that off camera. Or in the next stream. But if we can at least bring one bale today, just so that I can say that we've fed the cows. Why don't you have a green screen, says Scott? I actually have been thinking about getting one, Scott. I think it'd be pretty cool to get a green screen. I was thinking for Euro Truck Simulator, wouldn't it be really cool if I took a screenshot of the inside of my truck and made that the green screen background? So, like, whenever I was playing Euro Truck, it would look like I was actually sat in the truck. I think that would be pretty cool. I wouldn't be able to do that for Farming Sim, because I drive so many different vehicles that it'd never match up. But with Euro Truck, because I'm always driving the same truck, I think that would be a pretty cool idea. Okay, bale spikes on this side. The least accessible side, obviously. Draydog says, sometimes I wish I lived in America because they actually get snow non-stop in winter. I don't think I could handle non-stop snow, to be honest. I like a nice bit of snow, but I wish we got it more often in the UK, but I wouldn't want it to be, like, month-long snows, you know? If it was, like, just 1 week per year of snow, I'd be happy with that. Ashbridges are women, by the way, says Scott. Well, woman, singular, but yes. Right, we'll take the unfinished bale first. In fact, can we lift 2? If we can lift 2, we'll take 2. There we go. Okay, Silly Maxer, are you still here? Please tell me you aren't going to miss the cow feeding. It's finally time. I know you've been waiting for it. I think she might have gone. She's going to miss the cow feeding. It'll be on YouTube anyway. The VOD will be saved. Anyone who missed the cow feeding, you can watch it afterwards on YouTube. Why have I come this way? I could have gone straight through the actual farmyard on concrete instead of along the side of this field. Never mind. Too late now. Okay, here we are. Finally time to feed the cows. Oh, look, he's ready. He's excited. Yeah, here you go, baby. Here's your food. Now, how do we get it in there? Can we just put them on the ground? Will that work? Oh. Oh, it does work. Oh, there's grass in there. Yeah, woo. Okay. They have... Oh. Did that not go in? It must have, because this bale's gone down. Maybe we need to actually hold the bale in there? What kind of content do we get with Patreon? Do we get any spicy content? No, you don't get any spicy content on Patreon, Scott. You get behind-the-scenes content, including early access videos and outtakes. That's it. Right, will this work? Why would you even ask that? Because, Draydog, I am 99% sure that Scott is another of Michael's alternate accounts, because I did actually block Michael today on YouTube. So I would bet a pound to a penny that it's just another one of his alt accounts. Okay, the cows are fed. Look at that. 6,404 litres of grass. Great stuff. Great stuff. The cows are fed. They're happy. Oh, they need water as well. Shit, I completely forgot about water. Okay, we'll go and get them some water. Don't worry, we can get a tank of water for them. People are horrible, says Fred. Forget it's not just here that you're a target for trolls. I think it's gone beyond trolling at this point, Draydog, and I think it has, like, encroached into stalker territory. Part of me thinks that he genuinely does have an obsession with me, because I can't count how many alternate accounts he's made over the last few months to continue trolling on my page. I don't think he's a troll, I think he's a genuine stalker. There we go. Okay, back in the ape. You can report stalking behaviours to 101 for monitoring. They'll trace the IP. Thank you for the recommendation, Fred. I genuinely might do that, because I'm not joking. I do actually think that Charlie's stalking me at this point. The other day on my Outlast stream, someone on TikTok called Emily was trolling me, and I blocked the account, and then on YouTube, Scott said that Emily was him. But the username was spelt in a specific way. Like, the only way you could have spelt the username like that is if it actually was him. So yeah, I genuinely do believe that he might be stalking me at this point. And if there's, you know, if there are options for me to pursue that, then I will definitely look into it. I mean, he's just left a comment that says, "I'm Charlie Smith, and yes, I've created 100 other accounts to troll you." Again, there was a time when I thought he was joking, but I genuinely do believe that. I genuinely do believe that he has created like 50 alternate accounts and trolled me on every single one of them. Okay, where's the tractor? Anyway, that's something for me to sort out on my own time. For now, let's focus on finishing the stream. So we're going to quickly head to the shop. We're going to get a water tanker so that we can take some water to the cows. And then I think that's going to be the end of the stream, honestly. We could try and empty out the combine one last time. Actually, I'll tell you what I will do. I'm going to switch over the tractors so that this tractor is on trailer duty and the other tractor will take down to the shop to get the water tanker, because this tractor's a lot more powerful. Just makes more sense for this one to be doing that work. Oh wait, I haven't disconnected the trailer. There we go. Okay, this one we're going to take to the shop. This one's going to be on trailer duty. Is Sci-Fi Sunday on as normal? Not this week, Draydog. It's going to be next week for Sci-Fi Sunday. I didn't want to do 3 streams in a row, because I'm going to be doing Monday and Tuesday next week. But yeah, next Sunday, Sci-Fi Sunday will be back. I'm going to be playing Subnautica, which I'm really excited for. One of my favourite sci-fi games. And I want to play it on stream, because Subnautica 2 is coming out in early access this year. What's going on here? To be honest, I never get a reaction, so I'm just going to stop. I'll believe that when I see it, Charlie. If only you would. What's going on here? Oh, the hitch on this trailer is too low. Like when it's attached to the tractor. Have a wonderful life, Saul, and goodbye. Yeah, I'll see you on. I'll see you next Monday, Charlie. Same time next week. Okay, I think we're doing all right now. I might put in a little bit of a dirt track there just to cut off that corner, because it's a bit of an awkward corner otherwise. You should start charging these trolls, says Draydog. Troll toll. We need a troll toll. Howdy, number one PJ, how are you doing today? Like the different camera angle? Thank you, PJ. I wasn't sure about it, but I think it's worked out very nicely for us. I think we're going to keep it here in future for simulator games. Obviously, for non-simulator games, Minecraft, Subnautica, stuff like that, we'll keep the camera in its usual position in the top right. But I think it's perfect here for when we're doing games with the steering wheel. Morgan and Spice and Coke now. Nice one, Charlie. Enjoy it. I was going to suggest you build a big logo model set, but I doubt you got the space. Oh, a big Lego set? I honestly, I don't really have the money for any big sets, Draydog. There's a reason I buy smaller sets. I like smaller sets. I don't get me wrong, there are certain bigger sets that I would love to buy, but Lego is very expensive. Like, one of my dream sets is the RMS Titanic from a couple of years ago. It's got 9,000 pieces and it is over a metre long, but it costs £589. That's a lot of money to spend for one single Lego set, you know what I mean? So if I had that sort of money that I could afford to waste on something as frivolous as Lego, I absolutely would. But I can't justify spending that much money. My upper limit for a Lego set is probably about £100 at the minute. I don't think I've spent more than £100 on a Lego set in the last, like, 5 years. Or ever, to be honest. I don't think I've ever bought a Lego set that cost more than 100. It would be nice, though, one day to save up, save up my money for a few months and get myself something a bit bigger. Maybe not the Titanic, because even if I did save up, £600 is still very expensive. But there's a couple of like £200, £300 sets that I could see myself saving up for. Who knows, really? We'll see what happens. What are you having for dinner? Don't know yet, Charlie. I've got my shopping coming tonight, so we'll see. Asda, yep. Okay, where can I get water? There is a river right next to the shop here. Can I refill at it? I've never been this way before. We're exploring new territory now. Okay, there is a river, but it's got a very steep embankment. I think we could back down on that side. There's probably a much easier place to refuel, to refill water, which we'll eventually find. Yeah, I think if we get in here... It's 6 o'clock, by the way, or 1 minute to 6, so we are going to be finishing up soon. We'll just take these cows their water, maybe do one last trip with the trailer from the combine, and then we'll call it a day. I have to say, though, this has been a really great first episode on this map. I really have high hopes for the Ultra Realism series now that we've done this first episode. I was unsure about it. I was unsure how well it'd go, you know, trying to play the game as realistically as possible and having all these mods that add extra difficulty and stuff like that. But I've really enjoyed it today. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to continuing this series now. Wouldn't it be really funny if Charlie Smith actually never came back to my streams again, and all it took for me to get rid of him was to threaten to report him? Wouldn't that be so funny? I don't think that's going to happen. I think he'll be back again on Monday, just trolling as usual. But wouldn't it be incredible if he actually did just stop watching? I can dream. I can imagine. Okay, they've got water now. Look at that. They could use a bit more. I should have got the slightly larger water tanker. This one is a little bit small. But they've now got water and food. They don't have total mixed ration. They've only got grass at the minute, but it is enough food to keep them happy and healthy. So, very happy. We haven't lost any, have we? We have. We've lost... How have we lost cows? We've lost 7... There's no way we've lost... Wait, we had 15 to start with. We've lost 8 cows. We've lost 8 cows just because we didn't give them water instantly at the start of the day. That's really, really frustrating. Like, I know we were talking about realism, but realistically, a cow's not going to die of dehydration just because it hasn't had a drink for 4 hours, is it? I don't think that's very realistic, personally. I think my cows should still be alive. It is what it is. It is what it is. They're fed now. No, we're not going to lose any more now. That's just such a shame. I might just cheat them back in, because I don't think that's very fair that I should lose them on the first day. Okay, before we finish up, we're going to take one last load of the wheat back to the farm. You could buy water barrels, says Matt. We could, Matt, yeah. We probably will at some point, especially if we're going to have greenhouses and stuff like that. They need a lot of water too. We're probably not going to be going down to the river every time we want to get water for the cows. I just wanted to do it this time so we could see a bit more of the map. I never knew you had that number plate on your steering wheel. It looks nice. This was a Christmas present from my dad, STFC. It's the same number plate that I have on Euro Truck. And it is really cool. I think I've got everything else, you know. I've got the steering wheel, I've got the gear shifter. Might as well have a number plate. Okay. Yeah, it's a shame we're not going to get the full field done today. It's just a little bit too much. You know, I don't mind overrunning a little bit, but we can't really keep going for like half an hour. You know, we're going to have to end it soon. Thanks for subscribing, Farm Gameplay, on YouTube, by the way. Very kind of you. Yeah, I think what we'll do is I might finish harvesting that field off camera, but I won't do anything else off camera. I don't want to, because like I don't want to be doing loads of stuff off camera because I want you to see exactly what I'm doing. But at the same time, if there's like a field that's almost finished and it's only going to take me another half an hour or so, I'll finish it off, you know, in my free time. So there won't be too much off-camera stuff, but occasionally I'll do little bits and pieces. Okay. So how much is that now? We got 65,000 litres of wheat. We got 60,000 litres of barley, but there is still more wheat still to come. That's where we're going to leave it, though. That's all we got time for today. It is 6 o'clock. We've been live for over 3 hours, so I am going to draw this stream to a close now. But I do want to say, what a great map. Really loving Kinlaig so far. Oh, you can see our worker over there in the combine. Loving the map so far. The ultra realism, I think, is going to be a lot of fun. I know this is only the first episode, and we still haven't seen some of the realism mods in action yet. We haven't like done any of the government policies and schemes and stuff like that. There's a lot more to still be seen, but I really like where it's going so far. It's been a nice change of pace to play the game at this like more realistic level. Manually having to walk between vehicles and, you know, not being able to just teleport to the shop whenever I need to buy something. I think the pace of it feels a lot more laid back, which I appreciate. I've had a lot of fun. We've fed our cows. Some of them did die because we didn't feed them quickly enough, apparently, but that's not really anything that can be helped at this point. It is what it is. It's been good fun, though. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Definitely looking forward to more of this next Friday. Don't go away, though, because I'm not quite finished. Just give me a second. Okay, put on the music. Okay, there we go. So thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you very much. It's been a wonderful stream. I've really enjoyed it. I think the mod pack is great. I'm really looking forward to playing more of this mod pack. I might put together a mod list as well, because I've never done a mod list for Farming Sim. But with the mods that we've got here, because they're all focused on this realism aspect, I think now would be an appropriate time for me to put together a mod list. So if you want to play with the mods that I'm using, I might look into that. But it's great fun so far. Loving the realism. Like I say, it's a very welcome change of pace. I've very much enjoyed it. I'm going to be playing Farming Sim again next Friday. If you're in my monthly schedule there, in the announcements channel, please do check that out, because the schedule going forwards is a little bit different to what we had last year. The plan is that Minecraft, Euro Truck and Farming Sim will be 3 times a month. So they will be a little bit more frequent than twice a month and a little bit less frequent than once a month. No, other way around. I felt like doing them every single week was too much, but only playing them once a fortnight wasn't enough. So yeah, each game is going to be played 3 times a month. That means next week I'm doing Minecraft, Euro Truck and Farming Sim. The week after will just be Euro Truck and Farming Sim. And then the week after that will just be Minecraft and Euro Truck. Basically, one game gets skipped each week, if that makes sense. Check out the schedule. It'll explain the whole thing. Next stream then is going to be Minecraft on Monday, and I'm very much looking forward to it. We are finally ready to start building some of the Ad Astra stuff and start looking at going to space, so that's going to be really fun. And then obviously Tuesday, Euro Truck, we'll probably be doing a convoy again, so you can join that if you're interested. And then next Friday will be Farming Sim again. So, that being said, thank you all very much, everyone, for joining. If you have enjoyed, please do follow or subscribe, depending on which platform you're watching on. If you'd like to support me financially, please consider checking out the Patreon like these fine folks here. Thank you very much to... Oh, let me put the board somewhere you can actually read it. Thank you very much to... There we go. Kate, Jess, Danny, Riley, P, Charlie, Dan, Amy, Marika, Aaron, and Hannah. Thank you all so very much for supporting me over on Patreon. If you want to get your name on this board, there's a link in my bio. It costs £1 a month, about £1.20 after tax. It goes towards supporting what I do here on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. You do also get access to behind-the-scenes content. And I am going to be trying to deliver a bit more of that this year, because it kind of fell off last year. But yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for supporting me over there. It's very much appreciated. You allow me to keep doing what I'm doing here, and I appreciate that. So thank you very much, everyone. With that, we are going to end the stream. So thank you very much. I will see you all on Monday for Minecraft. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everyone. Yeah, have a good one. Bye-bye.